In this video, we are looking at some of the very best boot resellers, boot blackouts, boot soul conversions, boot artists. Check out this video, they are some of the very best in the business. Make sure you let us know your favorites in the comments below. Stay tuned to the end of the video where we will be revealing the winners in all the categories. We'll start things off with the nominations. So we're looking at the best boot resellers. These are people who are finding old and dead stock boots and then bringing them back for people to be aware on pitch or to collect. So the first one we're looking at are Boots Finder. So Ian from Boots Finder, they've been in this game for a while and they've got those classic, those dead stock boots as we say and talk about. On their website you can find a whole variety of different ones. They've got quite a nice little logo there. They've got an incredible selection, so check them out. They are our first contender. The next ones we're going to look at are Boots Plug. And again, they are somewhere where you can get dead stock boots. You can see on the video here now some of the variety of boots that they've got, a big massive collection, and it's not necessarily the really old ones, but even boots from say 5 years ago, they're harder to find nowadays, and so you can get your hands on those. Next ones we're looking at is Classic Boots Matters. Now, these guys are based in Spain. As you can see, they've supplied David Villa and his son boots. Boots that Villa wore when he was playing, and now they got them on his son as well, so that's pretty cool. As I say, Spanish, and again, somewhere where you can get a big variety of boots. The next people we're going to look at is Classic Football Boots Limited. So these guys actually started off back in 1996 as a retail boots kind of operation, and they've moved into doing your classics, you know, like your Adipures, your T90s, your F50s, all those kind of old boots. They've supplied Declan Rice, Kasper Schmeichel, players like that. So another great one. Another guy we're looking at is Pat. Now he does classic soccer cleats. As you can tell by the name, they are from the US. And in fact, they sold over $1 million worth of football boots, or soccer cleats as they call them in the US. Started off as a college hobby, turned it into a full-time business. Massive props to him from having a huge operation over there in the US. Now looking back into the UK, we're looking at FootSource, and these guys got a really interesting spin on the model. They actually do a subscription model, so you can get boots coming to you throughout the year, and interestingly they've got a tie-in with SE Dons, so they've got quite a lot of different options at FootSource. Definitely worth checking them out and see what they've got going on. Now moving on to Australia, we've got Footy Boots AU. Raf over there has got this Australian-based business, and they're selling boots to players who play in the A-League and also around the world if you're interested. Coming back, we're now looking at HALT'S Boots, and in fact HALT'S Boots is a US-based boot reseller. They're featuring recent boots, a lot of dead stocks, and they're supplying to pros as well, boots that perhaps they want to wear that aren't being sold anymore but have only recently gone out of stock, and they're getting them to wear in game. Now PM Boots, they're somebody who is based in Northern Ireland, and they don't just do football, they do like rugby and GAA as well, so they've got a big impact over there with those type of boots. Moving on, we're looking at Rare Boots for You. So we've got Cam and Jake over there. They started things out when they were like 16 years old. You might have seen them selling boots to the likes of Phil Foden and other pros. They also do a lot of like blackouts, specials, and you can get all sorts on their website. Now, Throwback Thursdays, TBT, every day's a Throwback Thursday. If you go and check out the TBT Classic Football store, they've got a whole bunch of old classic boots that you can find there, a whole bunch of Predators and all sorts. Moving on, you've got the Boot Chamber. Now they do something quite interesting. They've actually got a kids selection, so you can get classic and retro boots for kids, which I think is a really cool little touch, and obviously you can get them in adults versions and sizes as well if that's what you're after. Now the Boot Doctor, he started off as a private collector and he ended up moving into reselling back in 2018. He's also got a concierge service. If you're considering wanting to sell your boots, then you could sell them through him if you wanted to, rather than having to do it yourself. Now, moving back to Australia, we are looking at the Boot Room AU. They've got all sorts of boots available and being sold in Australia. As you can see, some of them are in Sydney, and it's just really interesting to see what they're doing in the Australian market. Then you've got ARF or ARF Football back in the UK, and he's really interesting because you can see his videos on TikTok, on Instagram. He's got quite a personality to his account, and he's selling either like recent remakes and then reselling those, or he's also selling boots that have come from the past and coming through. This guy's super unique, BC Boots UK, selling boots that players have actually worn, or at least match prepared boots for players. Sometimes you can see the little details on the boots that have actually happened to the boots in game. Just incredible, all sorts of players' boots on there. You've got to go and have a look at all the different ones on there, especially the little varieties and special things. Now, Boots for a Ton, they are based in Scotland and from the name, they're trying to sell boots at or around the £100 mark. A whole bunch of different ones available there. Definitely worth considering them and checking them out. As I say, a Scottish-based reseller is Boots for a Ton. Next, we're going to move on and look at Ben from BW Boots UK. He has been doing this stuff for a long time. Now, in fact, he had a pop-up store in Shoreditch at one point. Fantastic concept, great to see somebody having a store selling boots. Very nice indeed. You can also just get them from his website, BW Boots UK. He deals with a lot of pros and the general public as well. Now we're looking at Classics Collection. They've got a whole variety of different one-off boots. In fact, they've got their own store at the moment as well. A whole variety of stuff. Now, Will, you would have seen perhaps him on Channel 4 talking about the boots that he sells. Moving on, we're back into Europe and we're going to the Dutch boot collector. So Holland's first kind of rare and retro dead stock boot store. He actually used to play like with the likes of some of the Dutch internationals and players now. When he was a kid, doesn't play anymore. Then MD Boots, we've got Marco at MD Boots, and he doesn't just sell boots, he also does your tongue straps, your blackouts, and all those customizations as well. So it's kind of all-in-one wraparound store for what you want with your boots from Marco at MD Boots. The next person we're going to look at is Marcus with his Proper Retro Boots. He's got a YouTube channel worth checking out where he talks you through the life of a boot reseller. So get some insight into what happens and what you have to do if you really want to sell boots, and it might not be quite as easy as perhaps you might think it is. And then the last one we're going to look at is the Boot Cycle. So this is Kieran and the guys at the Boot Cycle, and they're recycling boots. So something a bit unique there, and definitely an opportunity if you want to try out lots of different boots, then you can get some at a really great price point. And also if you want to get rid of your boots, then you can sell them here and know that they're going to get worn again, which is a great idea. These are the nominees in the Best Boot Artist category. So we've got Jordan Dawson. He's known for doing some great designs on boots. Did a special pair for Frank Kirby, scoring 100 goals. Some incredible designs overlaid on the boots, players' boots. Really nice. Start things off with Jordan Dawson. The next artist we're going to look at is somebody who has done a bunch of really interesting designs, taking aspects of old boots and putting them on to new boots. It is Pete Zheng. He's in China and he does these incredible boots. He'll take like an old design of a Superfly from like 10 years ago and put it onto a boot from today, or he would do like boot art and puts players' names and faces onto boots. He'll change like a Nemesis into a Predator, all sorts of stuff like that. Really interesting designs from Pete. Some great options that has been seen on boot. The next person we're going to look at is Silny Art. And they've really had a breakthrough, especially for us noticing them. They did boots for Neymar, so they did boots to do with Fortnite as well. So they're Neymar boots in Fortnite, 2 pairs in that game that they made. A really interesting thing. And then the packaging that went through with those boots as well was incredible. You also see them doing standard designs like these on these Vapors. Really interesting from Silny Art. Some great designs from them. And the other artist we're going to look at is S with a Dot, and they've done some incredible painted boots as well. They've got their colours custom system that they put onto boots, and just some incredible designs seen on pitch, worn by a whole bunch of players in the Premier League and in La Liga. Incredible, great work by S with a Dot. Here are the nominees in the Best Boot Blackouts and Customization. So first up, we've got Boots and Pieces. You can see their work going on these Phantom GTs, taking that green upper and it ends up being a completely black one. You've got something of a bit of short of a job on these Tiempos, taking out the swoosh and making this a complete blackout Tiempo. Stunning boots. The other thing we're looking at are sole conversions. So you'll see the likes of a firm ground boot getting the metal studs added. Players prefer that, makes the boots a little bit lighter and a little bit more flexible in the sole rather than having perhaps an anti-clog sole plate. So that's Boots and Pieces to start things off. Next we're going to look at Lou Boots. So Lou Boots, you can see here doing a blackout on the Phantom GTs again, and it's just incredible to see these boots completely blacked out. Players in academies are wanting to black out the boots. Players who have special boot deals are blacking them out. In fact, Lou Boots are doing some work with Under Armour with players, and so that's really interesting to see them doing that. And players are just asking for all sorts of different blackouts and customizations. If we look here, we can see that sole conversion process, taking that plastic sole and then adding those studs on the bottom. Lou Boots have got their own range of studs that they put in there as well. And Phantoms appear to be a very popular boot when it comes to conversions. So the next nominee we're looking at is Ace Blackouts. They specialize in the blackouts, and it's really nice to see these Predator LZs here where they've gone and blacked them out, but they've left the details. So that's real intricate work. It's when you're not just completely blacking out the whole boot, but you're leaving little aspects. And that seems to be a little bit of speciality of theirs, and it's real good kind of artwork on the boots. A really nice touch from Ace Blackouts. You can go all the way blackout if you want, and that's just a player's choice. You can get whatever you want with them. Custom Blackouts are another company that we're featuring here, and they will specialize in doing like Copper Mundials. You can get those blacked out, or you can leave little color details on those as well. You can even get the collar aspect of boots blacked out nowadays. It's not just the upper. Things have progressed over time. Custom Blackouts UK, another entry. And the winners of our awards, starting things off in the UK, we've got R Football, AI Football, Alex at R Football is our winner in the UK. Then in the EU, the winner of that category goes to Dutch Boot Collector. Congrats to Wessel. The winner in the US is HALT'S Boots. Congrats to them. And then moving things over to Australia, the winner in Australia is the Boot Room AU. Congrats to our winners. Let's move on to the other categories. But the winner of the 2021 Best Boot Artist is Silny Art. Congratulations to them. Obviously that work with Neymar is really big standout stuff. We're looking forward to seeing more in 2022. And the winner of Blackouts is Boots and Pieces. Congratulations to them. And the winner of the Soul Conversions is Lou Boots.